Hello everybody, welcome to the Flight Sim Deck, and I want to welcome you to Pender Harbour Water Aerodrome in Canada, which is located on the outside of Vancouver and in between Vancouver Island, and it's sitting in the Strait of George, which is the water that encompasses the area here. And this is some freeware by Orbx. They have 3 other ones in the area here, these marina harbor type of airports that you can load in for free and fly around, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you have a floater plane, which we do now. Just picked up the J3 Piper Cub, and that's what we're going to be taking out today. It's my first flight with it, and I haven't done a float plane flight in a very long time, so looking forward to doing that and then bringing this type of flying to the channel, hopefully doing more in the future. So we're going to look at our route today. This is Sky Vector, and basically we're going to be departing out of Pender Harbour here, and then we're going to be flying around Texada Island, which is the island right here, going by Squetty Island, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And we're just going to fly around the island here, passing some of the cities, and I'll show you those on the way, and then back down, and we'll fly back into the harbor. So it's just going to be a loop around the island here, and it's going to be about an hour long to get around full circle. So we're going to go ahead and start the Piper up here. Very easy plane to start, just about 3 or 4 steps that you need to do. Love the sound of the door closing, sounds very realistic. Of course, this is an A2A aircraft, so you're going to get the quality. There's not much to about this plane. The Piper's a pretty basic, simple aircraft. For flying in the back, they recommend for solo flying that you fly in the back. And I do want to apologize for the static you might hear in the background. When I was recording this, I did not know my headset microphone was plugged in, so it picked up the ambient noise in the room, so you're hearing a little bit of that, so I do apologize. Once we're flying in the air, it should blend in with the engine sounds a little bit. So we're going to get going here. We're leaving the dock, and we're just going to head out a little bit and then do our takeoff. A lot of fun flying these types of planes. It's half boat, half plane, and it's just a whole new experience getting to land on a body of water and take off from a body of water. And I believe there is another area where they have you take off from, but we're going to take off from right here just for convenience. So we're just going to turn a little bit to the right and then punch it, and we'll fly out of here. Now before this, I was watching Flight Chop's video where he does a little floater plane excursion in the Piper J3 Cub, or at least I think it was the J3. But that was interesting to watch and very cool. Nice to see that type of flying. And yeah, I just want to bring it to the forefront of my flight simulation channel, because this is great flying, great variety. There comes with 2 liveries with this plane, and there's one that has some kind of American flag colors, so I'm thinking about doing a flight maybe around 4th of July. Maybe we can spot some of the firework effect that they put in Prepar3D, and that'd be nice to go up and look at some fireworks in one of these planes. So we're off, we're in the air, we're climbing above these trees, and then we're going to make a right-hand turn over to Texada Island, where we'll do the route as discussed. Now the island is straight ahead there, and it'll be a right. We're going to go to the front of the island, which has the main park of the island. And then we'll be going in between Squetty Island Plane feels very good to fly. I think anybody would enjoy this plane, especially if you're just starting out flying. It's a good one to learn with. Flies very nicely, very smooth on the trim and everything, so shouldn't have a problem with that. We got a boat out here making a turn. Very cool stuff. Here we are, we're approaching the island. It's a little bit foggy out in the distance. And now we're flying over the tip of the island, or the base of the island. Depends how you look at it. This is the southeastern side. Now the island in front there, like I said, is Squetty Island. And this is home to about 425 people that live there year-round. And the island has a big reputation for sailing, and they do kayaking there. And some of the best around in the world, and then also it's pretty challenging. Some of the most challenging in the lower part of Canada. But we're just going to squeeze on through there and keep going down. Beautiful day for some VFR flying. So luckily we got a good day. I know it's been raining on and off in these parts. The Piper is a perfect plane for scenic trips like this. It's a very slow plane. You won't be going too fast, but you'll definitely take in the scenery a lot more when flying in a plane like this. Also a plane where you use rudder when you make your turns, which is also nice. So to get your stick and rudder practice, this is another great plane to do so with. Now right now we're flying over Gillies Bay, which is also home to their airport. It does 3 flights over to Vancouver daily, and I believe the main medical center and general store is on this part of the island here in Gillies Bay. So it's a nice little area right here of the island. One of the more populated islands. I think it has around the same population, 450, and then double that during tourist seasons of the year. And there's Gillies there, up there on the right. Gillies Bay Airport. Now, I should also say this is the largest island in the Georgia Strait. And the cool thing about this island is during Prohibition, this island was a main supply point for the shipment of illegal alcohol into the United States. And apparently there is the remains of one of the boilers that they would make the hooch that you can see on the beach. I'm not sure at what point. Now we're near the end of the island right now, and we're going over what they call Blubber Bay. Now Blubber Bay is called this because this is where they used to cut the blubber off of whales way back in the day, which is also called flensing. So that's what they would do in this part of the island. Now at this point I was getting some pretty poor frames, so I backed out and went to shader cache in the Nvidia control panel. I was able to fix it that way by turning that off. I always turn that off, but when you reinstall some new drivers, it usually flicks that back on. So you want to make sure that's off. You know, if you're getting really poor frames per second, no matter what settings you use, it could be that. Typically what happens is a flight will start out, especially a low-flying flight like this, it'll start out fine with the frames per second, and then after about 30 minutes or so, you'll start to notice they decrease until it's almost, you can't even fly anymore. So it's a good way to fix that. So we're making our descent right now back into Pender Harbour, and we're making our way down now, and I'm going to try to do a smooth landing with this plane. You are landing on water, which is not the softest surface. You know, the harder you hit water, the harder it hits back. So you want to come down very softly. I should also mention this comes with the Tundra wheels, the floaters, or the floats for the plane, and then regular wheels, and then you get a few different liveries with it. So it's pretty worth it. And then you have a little a friend that you can fly with in the front called Heidi, and you can turn that on, and she talks, and very responsive. It's a very cool feature that comes with this plane. Not many planes come with a passenger like that. So typically to land these, to get the headwind, if you don't have any nearby ATIS, you can just kind of look at the water and see what direction it's blowing. Now again, for convenience, we're just going to land up here in the bay. I think you land in a different area, I'm not sure. I know it's where, I think it's around the outside, probably right over where we're flying now. It's where you land and take off, but we're, like I said, just for the convenience sake, we'll land in the bay. Got a couple boats off to our right. Be fun to do a live stream in this plane. Not sure where we would go. We wouldn't be going too fast. It'd have to be probably a shorter trip, but a nice little flight like this, going around an island or anything like that, would be pretty cool. Always enjoy live streaming, especially lately. Been doing a lot more. and it's been a lot of fun. Been updating my Instagram a lot more. I'm going to try to, I think probably the next picture I put up will be something from this Piper flight. Sometimes I put pictures up there that are exclusive to Instagram, so make sure you check that out. I also have a Facebook account for the flight sim deck, and you can find me on there too. Sometimes some behind the scenes things I post on that channel. So we're coming in for our landing now. Going to cut the power in just a moment and then pretty much flare it the rest of the way down. You want to straighten it out right above the water and then start pulling back. And then we're down like that. And the dock we're going to be parking is over here to the left. And we're going to try to line up with that. Dock is right here on the right now. And I don't think we're going to be able to make the turn. We kind of came in a little bit too fast, so we're just going to go around. I'm going to go back in a circle and try again. Have to be very careful with steering these planes. Now there is a water rudder for this plane, and I don't know that I had it turned on. Just not sure. So you can't turn as sharp as you can when you're on the ground with wheels. So you have to keep that in mind. More power to the throttle with full rudder will give you a good turn. The less power you give it, the less of a turn you get, which kind of works the same way on the ground, but it's a little less in the water. So cool to be sitting this low in the water, floating around. Definitely have a new love for this type of flying. Okay, we're going to give this another shot. The dock is coming up almost straight ahead. It'll be easier this time too. The door is on the right side in this plane, so we're going to pull up on the right side. Beginning of the flight, it just spawns you that way, so it actually spawned the plane further down. I pulled it up a little bit to a more open area on the dock to where we can just get out. But looks like we're going to make it. You want to definitely be lined up well ahead if you're going to pull next to a dock like this. And for me right now, this is a lot of fun, lining the plane up with a dock. It's very different. And I like different, so that's pretty cool. And just about right there, we're going to stop here. Very nice scenery. Like I said, it's for free. Even got people moving around. There's cafes and restaurants and a little store. So we're going to cut the fuel. And with that, we're done with this flight. So let's have a look at some replays now. Alright everybody, hope you enjoyed this flight. I hope to do more in the future. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next video.